Hello and welcome to this video on Buddhism. Buddhism is one of the oldest and most influential religions in the world, with millions of followers across the globe. In this video, we will provide a comprehensive introduction to Buddhism, exploring its origins, teachings, and practices. Buddhism originated in ancient India over 2,500 years ago and was founded by Siddhartha Gautama, also known as the Buddha. The Buddha was born into a wealthy family and lived a life of luxury until he encountered suffering in the world, which led him to seek spiritual enlightenment. After 6 years of meditation and study, the Buddha achieved enlightenment and began to share his teachings with others. The Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path. The core of the Buddha's teachings is known as the Four Noble Truths. The first noble truth is that life is filled with suffering. The second noble truth is that suffering is caused by our craving and attachment to worldly things. The third noble truth is that it is possible to end suffering. And the fourth noble truth is the way to end suffering, which is the Eightfold Path. The Eightfold Path. The Eightfold Path is a practical guide for living a virtuous and enlightened life. It consists of right understanding, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. By following the Eightfold Path, Buddhists believe they can achieve liberation from suffering and attain enlightenment. In addition to the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, there are several other key beliefs and practices that are central to Buddhism. These include the belief in karma and rebirth, which states that our actions in this life determine our future experiences. Meditation and mindfulness are also important practices in Buddhism, as they help to cultivate awareness, focus, and inner peace. And finally, compassion and altruism are core values in Buddhism, as they encourage Buddhists to treat others with kindness and generosity. Different schools of Buddhism. Over the centuries, Buddhism has evolved into several different schools, including Theravada, Mahayana, and Vajrayana. While each of these schools has its own unique teachings and practices, they all share the goal of achieving liberation from suffering and attaining enlightenment. Buddhism in India and the world. Buddhism began in India, but quickly spread to other parts of the world, including Southeast Asia, China, and Japan. Today, Buddhism has millions of followers across the globe and has had a profound impact on art, culture, and philosophy. Role of Buddhist monasteries and temples. Buddhist monasteries and temples play a significant role in Buddhism. They serve as centers of learning, meditation, and worship, and are often staffed by Buddhist monks and nuns who have dedicated their lives to the study and practice of Buddhism. Spread of Buddhism in India. Buddhism quickly spread throughout India, attracting both ordinary people and influential leaders. In the centuries that followed, Buddhist monasteries were established and the religion continued to grow and evolve. Spread of Buddhism to East Asia. Buddhism also spread beyond the borders of India, reaching East Asia and influencing the development of several cultures, including China, Japan, and Korea. The introduction of Buddhism to these countries was a major cultural event and had a profound impact on their societies and civilizations. Decline of Buddhism in India. Despite its early success, Buddhism declined in India in the centuries that followed. This was due in part to the rise of Hinduism and the influence of Islamic invasions, which led to the decline of Buddhist institutions and the suppression of Buddhist practices. Revival of Buddhism in the modern era. However, Buddhism has seen a revival in recent decades, particularly in the West, where it has gained a new following among people seeking spiritual fulfillment and inner peace. Buddhism is a complex and nuanced religion, and the concepts of karma and rebirth play a central role in Buddhist philosophy and practice. Karma. Karma is a Sanskrit word that means action or deed. In Buddhism, Karma refers to the idea that our actions have consequences and shape our future experiences. According to Buddhist teachings, every action we take, whether good or bad, has a karmic result that will affect us in future lives. The Buddhist understanding of karma is that it is not a divine force or punishment, but rather a natural law that operates based on cause and effect. If we engage in good actions, we will experience positive results, and if we engage in harmful actions, we will experience negative results. Rebirth? The concept of rebirth is closely tied to the concept of karma. In Buddhism, the idea is that our actions in this life will determine our experience in future lives, and that this cycle of birth, death, and rebirth will continue until we reach enlightenment. The Buddhist view of rebirth is different from the idea of reincarnation found in other spiritual traditions. In Buddhism, there is no permanent self or soul that moves from one life to the next, but rather a continuous process of birth, death, and rebirth, shaped by the karmic consequences of our actions. Path to enlightenment. The ultimate goal of Buddhism is to escape this cycle of rebirth and attain enlightenment, which is the state of perfect wisdom, compassion, and inner peace. The path to enlightenment involves developing an understanding of the nature of reality and overcoming ignorance and negative emotions such as hatred and greed. And that concludes our video on the origin, philosophy and history of Buddhism. We hope you have a better understanding of the rich and fascinating history of this ancient religion. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.